Greetings, my name is Slight and welcome to a build overview. We are on day 13 with 7 victories on Vanessa, and we had a bit of a rocky start, but we have started to climb through the ranks after a death on day 7 or 8, something around there, by utilizing the current build that you see here, something very similar to it. So let's go through the build. Ultimately, this build does a lot of damage, but the reason that it's being successful is that it's very tanky. There were a couple key decisions that I made that led to this, to these outcomes, and we'll see one fight. Main things here are I intentionally put a restorative enchantment on this Trebuchet, and that has been exceptionally good. One thing to keep in mind in the current build of the game is that Trebuchet's enchantments were not rescaled when Trebuchet was changed. It used to haste a bunch of other items. Now it gains charge based on weapon use and haste. And because those enchantments haven't been rescaled, you'll see something like this have a base level of 180 heal, whereas something like the Shielded Flagship will heal for something like 30. All right. Speaking of the Shielded Flagship, this started at around a 35 shield, and I've used a lot of scrap to get it up. This is another way that we're being very tanky. The crit chance on this, as well as the crit chance on our heal, are really keeping us alive while we're dishing out a large amount of damage. Now, the reason we're able to do this damage is in part because we've got this pet rock, which is adding 15% crit chance. It's also partially because we were able to add around 10 crit to this Trebuchet using upgrades, the no pain, no gain. So that's giving that 10% crit here that we don't see on our shielded flagship. The reason we're doing so much damage is we are using quite a bit of weapon attacks from shielded flagship. Each of those charges are restorative Trebuchet, 1 second for each shot. Then every 2 shots from this triggers and hastes both of these 3 things, which is 2 more triggers for the restorative Trebuchet. And so every time this shoots, it charges this 1, 2, 3, 4 for each shot, and 1, 2, 3, 4 for haste. So it is charging it 8 seconds per shot, which is guaranteeing a shot every time the flagship shoots. That does not include the pet rock and our slingshot here. These are very nice because they're giving us our multiplier for shielded flagship. We were previously running a submarine here, and I found this shielded flagship in a shop for 96 gold, and I had just enough by selling almost everything to pick it up because I knew that it'd be worth it even at $96. Now, we also have this inexorable to gain even more crit, heavy weaponry, keen eye. We've got 1 level of bloodhound, little bit of flame. This outmaneuver is currently not accomplishing anything, but we do have a diamond flurry of blows, which is one of the reasons that we are being successful right now. This is very key to our success and our ability to really hit hard fast. We are quite susceptible to freeze. When I got level 16, I was given the option for Radiant, and instead of taking off the shield or the restore, I decided to put it on the captain's wheel. The main thing here is that, sure, it's useful for this not to be frozen, but one of the main benefits for having a Radiant item on your board is that if like a slow or a freeze hits it, nothing happens, right? So just having something like this on your board, even if it's not on your mains, is still very valuable. And the tankiness that's being provided by these 2 items seemed worth keeping because it had saved me from quite a few dually fights. All that being said, I think that covers the build. We'll watch one fight just so you get a sense of the power level of the build, and then we'll end it there.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
Alright, he's got a big freeze the first time this goes off. So hopefully we get lucky and this hits something we don't care about. We did not get lucky. I think that'll probably be the game, unless I'm mistaken here. Maybe we get... Alright, we get this off. So our tankiness is in effect, but he does get the crit. He does get the lucky freeze on probably the most important thing. I would say. You know, he had a 2 out of 5 chance there to get the greatest freeze that he could get, and he got it. Either way, we still got the 7 wins. I'll see you in the next one.